typically when I visit 8th grade classes, they want to know a couple things. The first of which is, why should I continue an orchestra? And I spoke with my orchestras about this to, check their perspective. And they had some really interesting comments to include. Things like, it's a nice break in the middle of the day. So, a break from taking notes, doing math problems. Yeah, it's nice to just be able to come in and pull out your instrument and make some music with your friends. Another thing that was brought up was college. Believe it or not, you should be thinking long term about college. You're just going to high school, you're already thinking about college. But yeah, colleges want to see students who are well-rounded with good grades, and they pointed out the fact that if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to get a good grade in orchestra. And they look at your GPA, and orchestra, the advanced class, is a weighted class, which you'll learn about when you start taking advanced classes and AP classes in high school. So it makes you a more well-rounded student, even if you have no intention whatsoever of playing in college. Colleges do look at that as well as your GPA. It can be a little scary coming in on the first day of school, and instead of having maybe 800 students in the halls, there are 2,400 students. So it's really quite large here at Henry Clay. The second largest high school in the state. There's a lot of kids. And it's nice to come in the first day and you make it to orchestra class and you recognize faces, and it's really easy to make new friends. My students were talking about sharing common interests with the other people in orchestra. So you do tend to make friends quickly in orchestra. So those are all compelling reasons to stay in orchestra. Students typically want to know about is, what are the differences when you come to high school compared to middle school? Because there are some differences. For instance, there's not a 9th grade orchestra here. We have 3 levels of orchestra, and we don't do it based on grade, like 6th grade orchestra and 7th grade orchestra and 8th grade orchestra. It's really by ability level, which is why you're taking your audition, and so that I can place you accordingly. So we don't turn anybody away. If you've been playing in middle school, you're going to be playing in high school. It's just a matter of getting you linked up with students who are on the same playing level as you. So that's definitely something to think about. We have 3 levels. We have a repertory orchestra, which is mostly freshmen, but there are also sophomores, juniors, and we've got a senior here. And then there's the middle group, mid-level. It's for advanced credit, and that's the symphonic orchestra. And their repertoire is a little more challenging. And then we have our most advanced group, and this group is a little bit different than the other groups in that they rehearse 3 days a week in their large ensemble, but then they split off 2 days a week into smaller chamber groups. And in those groups, there are multiple groups. There's one of me, so that means that they have to be able to rehearse themselves in quartets, quintets, etc. So, and that's the most difficult repertoire. So, highest expectations for that class. So, students come in, sometimes they spend a year in the first group, a couple years in the second group, and then they go on to the next group. Sometimes, it's just whatever your own path is.